Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Lisa, and in today's video we're going to be working on the series Who's Got Mail. So I'm going to be adding pockets to my 3 signature Z-book. If you've not seen this before, I will put a link to the playlist in the description. There's only a couple of videos so far, but there's a signature there, and then there's a signature in the back, and then you flip it around, there's a signature in the middle. So I've added a couple things as we went along, pockets to this, but I'm going to go ahead and add the rest. We'll see what time it is, and my plan is to make a couple tags to go in here. So I don't think this will be the last video for this. There probably should be at least one more, finish up the tags, maybe decorate some blank pages, maybe 2 more videos. I don't know. This is kind of go with the flow, not really rushing to get done kind of journal. I made another one of those flip up angled pockets, decorated a little bit for that. I didn't make another one of those. Let's see those same. And then if you saw yesterday's video where I have the faux envelopes, I did put the one in there during that video, but I pulled 2 other ones that were red, so I thought I would put those in here also. So yeah, so we got 1 belly band for each signature. I got pockets, and we'll figure out where the up tucks are going to go based on where they are already. And I'm pretty sure I put the first up tuck in this third one, which was this one. Yep, there it is. So there's the first one. Okay, so that was the third one. So we'll go to the first one, and we will find a home for one of these. Yeah, I think we'll put it there. All right, so I am gonna put it on with art glitter glue, and I filled my art glitter glue bottle up this morning. Always exciting. So all ready to go. Make sure I don't go over the page and glue to that accidentally. But this is fun for up tucks, cards, and I have some postcards that I haven't decorated yet that could be fun to go in there, or like I said, I'll be making something with some cards. Okay, so we got the first and the third, so we need to go to the middle one. All right, let's do that. Got to flip out, or just, nope, just needs a little bit of gluing. Okay. All right, so let's put that one in. And whoops, and then we'll decide where we're going to put the belly bands. Well, that's fun. All right, I think we're going to do that one here. Yeah, I think we're going to do that one there. Planes flying upward. Okay, let's do that. And let's get rid of that spot. Try to center it. Ish. Okay, 1 belly band. All right, so that is the, yep, that was the center journal. All right, let's go to the front one. All right, let's do this one. All right, we're going to do this one. Now this one, I actually had to fold into thirds. I forgot to mention that. I should have probably done it on camera, but you can see the line here. The 2 windows were down the center, so I had to fold in and fold in. And the inside of this envelope, because it was folded onto each other, I did take another envelope that had the security markings and put it inside so that it was flat. Otherwise, you would have seen the line in there, and I didn't like it. So I kind of jerry-rigged that envelope. But I think it came out cute. Yeah, so that security envelope was a different envelope, folded behind, and then put the 2 labels on there. And yeah, just lots of washi tape. washi tape did fold around the backs for them so that they were nice and finished on the sides. Yeah, I love it. Okay, third one. I think I like that one a little bit better. And I'm going to go airmail up. Okay, airmail up. Whoops. Get her on the front? No, it did not. Can't seem to drive the car very straight today. Okay, do a centering as best I can. I was reading the instructions on the glue bottle as I was filling it, because when I poured it in the first time, it looked a little watery and then lumpy, so I re-poured it back into the big one and shook it up, and I was reading the instructions, and it said 1 to 2 hours to dry, and then 8 hours on a non-pour surface. And I'm thinking 1 to 2 hours to dry. How often do we put these on and they're stuck and you can't move them within seconds? So I thought that was kind of funny. Okay, all right, so we got those in. Now we have 3 straight kind of envelopes, and then we have 3 pocketed envelopes. So we might as well put 1 in each signature, 1 of these and 1 of these. Now I do know I've got a couple pockets in there already, so we're going to have to figure out what we have ready going for these. I like that one. Leaves a little bit of room there. Okay, I'm going to put it up a little higher, cover that up, leave space there and there. Maybe put something there to decorate. Okay, so let's let's do a side tuck. Let's take the needle out. There we go. Don't want it too totally in the center, but also don't want it covering up that washi totally. All right, so we have a multi-pocket in the front signature, the belly band, and that one. I didn't realize they were across from each other. Oh well. Que sera, we're done. Okay, so then the other pocket is going to go in the back here, because all we have is the up tuck of the thing. So let's put, there's a lot of red in that one. That could be kind of fun. Yep, let's go with that one. Okay, or should we go with this one? We'll go with that one. All right, so this is going to be a pocket, so we need 3 sides. Okay, all right, so that is the front one. Now we'll go to the back one. Will that work for you? I think that'll work for you. I like it. Okay, so this one, I'm going to make it into, there's a pocket here, pocket here, pocket here, and I could put a pocket there. But I'm going to make a side tuck just because then this one can be a little wider if I felt like it. These are a little bit more restrictive. All right, so we're going to go with side tuck on this one. Whoops. All right, so we had 2 things in the front. We now have a multi-pocket in the back. So we need to put a single pocket in the back somewhere. I think I'm gonna go with that. This is a single pocket. I like the beiges. Beige coming out of there. Yep, let's do that. All right, we're gonna do that in a regular pocket. And I know adding some color to it might fancy it up a little bit more, but I'm actually gonna move this up a little bit only because I see that line and I kind of like that line. Adds to it. Yeah, see when we go to put something in there, that'll be probably more colorful and that'll add the color to it. Got some blues in there. Yeah. All right, so that was the back one. So now to the center one. Oh, looks like this needs, I think I glued the other side down for this. Washi tape. Do I feel bad about covering that up? That's the only part that I'm actually filming this on Saturday, day before it gets up, and I saw that all of the Joann's their final date was yesterday, which was kind of sad. I haven't gone in a couple weeks, but still. I don't know if I really want to cover all those up. Because again, it was a tribute to the Joann's. But I do have quite a bit in this one. I got the front. So covering the back, I think I'm okay with. Yep, I think we will do that. All right, so this one, again, is going to be a tuck. So we'll put this on this side. And the bottom. It's kind of like sealing up a time capsule. Putting her behind there. She will forever be safe behind this pocket. Okay. All right, so one more pocket in the front part. All right, I'm going to put it there. I'm okay that that was blank. I think I have enough spots that I can leave blank as a writing spot. Okay. Beautiful. Okay, so all the pockets are in. I do have a couple postcards that I have glued onto heavier cardstock or papers. I do have some of those labels left, and still got my washi tape. And then I pulled out some of the 8x8 papers from the Tim Holtz correspondence paper pad, and I've actually cut a couple of them apart. I have a couple more that I pulled that we can make into tags, and I've got the Tim Holtz inspired tissue paper here with my labels or my stamps. So got quite a few things from there. Okay, so we got one of these, and these are too big for those. So I do have, like I said, I did this one, which was a 8x8 that I cut down to 6x6 and did a fold over. That could go in something like that, but I'm thinking maybe something a little more simple. Cut that down a little bit. Okay, I think that could be fun. And what if we added some of that tissue paper to that? Okay, so let's cut it down first. And yeah, let's cut it down. It's probably about 3 inches. The scientific way. Now this is too big, and this is 3 3/4. So, yep, I think 3 inches will work. So let's do 3 inches. I know I'm cutting into my Tim Holtz cards. Can you believe? Yep, that works good. All right, so 3 inches, and we're going to cut this down a little bit. Or should we? All right, let's fold it down to give it a bit of a topper. Yep, I like that. Okay, and then I was thinking, I haven't used in a while, seem to have lost my slide from that side. Huh. Still seems to work though. All right. Yeah, that's cute. I like that. Okay. Whoops. All right, I'm not sure if I'll glue that down or keep it open. We'll have to see how that goes. All right, so let's add a little bit of tissue paper to this. And I'm thinking this part right down here would be fun. Yep, let's do that. All right, glue stick. Yeah, this is definitely more of a seat of the pants kind of making random ephemera. I don't know, that's kind of fun to do sometimes. Okay, well that just ripped off, so we're just going to keep it ripped off. And just trim that tissue off on that side. Okay. I really do love how those came out. Definitely going to have to make some more now that I found those 2 stamps. If you saw them in my haul, the music one and the words, because those are going to be fun. Okay. Well, that could be kind of fun. I'm going to ink this up a little bit. And then I'll just end up cutting that off a little bit. Yeah, let's put that on there. As a little pop of color. And then maybe we'll just put a little bit of washi tape on there. There we go. Okay. We're gonna just round the bottom a little bit so it slides in there good. I think I'm gonna glue it down. Maybe a little ticket there would be kind of fun. Okay, let's put that on there. I was going to look for some washi tape too, wasn't I? All right, I'm going to put that to the half a second and definitely get a little bit of blue washi tape here. All right, and probably should add a little bit of, add some paper to this. Love it. Okay, so we got that. And I believe, if I recall correctly, that there is also a tuck spot for this. Yep. All right, let's do that. Now I'm gonna add a postage stamp to there because, you know, duh. It deserves a postage stamp. I think I'm gonna do red. So there's kind of red down there. So let's find a red one. All right, I'm gonna do the swirly guy. And let's do handle with care up there. That'll be seen on the card. Yeah, cute. And I don't think I need to really add any decoration to this. It's got the stamped words on the back and place to write, kind of like a reverse. Yeah, I think I'm just going to do that. Nothing wrong with that. Because I'm not like, do I add any flowers to this? Do I add any, you know, I got stamps and stuff, but yeah, let's do that. All right, so this is more of a bigger item, or something along the lines of, let's cut that down a little bit, maybe. I say we cut this down right between there. I was ready to cut this down. I almost feel bad at having to cut that down. It's so close. Yeah, that works. All right, I'm gonna round the edges just to make them a little easier to go in and out. I'll save that for something else. Now, I was thinking, add something like that to that, because that would be fun. And then maybe put a little sort of stamp. Okay, let's do that. Okay, and let's ink around this a little bit. Okay, let's glue that down. And then I'll put that down and see if there's anything else I want to add to it. Okay, let's put this down. Oops. Yeah, it's kind of fun to have that sticking out. All right, and then the back side, I think I'm going to leave that blank as it is. You can write on there with a darker pen, or maybe come by with something. I think I'll save that. Okay. Seems to me like I should just trim this down just ever so slightly a little bit more. Okay. Yeah, that seems to be a little bit better. Okay. Yeah, I like it. Okay, so this is going to need 2 cards, but I think these are too big. Yep, those are too big. Now, I do have this one that I pre-made, which I think would be kind of fun in here. I like that one. Yeah, I like that. Actually, I think I might put another one of those. They're called continental holes, or California, or European holes, or something like that. Oops. It is locked. I actually have a link in the description for this. Took took me a while to find it because I didn't know what it was called. I know I found it, and I still don't know what it's called. I think it's like European or Continental or California punch. Eurotag. I think it's a Eurotag. I'm not sure why it's called Eurotag. Kind of reminds me of those punches that you see in clothing holes. I just realized I also have something to put in there. Okay. All right, so if we have that, and oh, you fit nice in there. Okay. So have the little letters sticking out. Yeah, let's do that. So we need to go probably right below the S. Let's try that. Right below the S. See how that works. Yep. All right, I'm just going to trim this down just a scotch though. Get rid of these half letters. Like a row of half letters we don't need. And what's really nice about these Tim Holtz papers is they are thick enough to stand up as journal cards and just pretty enough to not really have to decorate too far. Yeah, that's fine. We have letters and numbers. And I think this needs probably, I was going to say it needs a tab, but will the tab stick out too far? I think it needs a tab. All right, let's use my whaley-taily punch. And that could be fun. Let's do that one. It's not really thick paper, but I think it will do. I'll put it far enough on so it'll be strong enough. Yep, let's do that. Okay, put a little ink around it. Let's do that, and I think I'm going to use some of this. Give me a chance to slide it a little bit. Okay. I don't think it needs it. I don't think it needs it, but I think, you know what, it could use, even though there's letters on there, I'm thinking it could use maybe a number. There's numbers on there. Tie the two together. Let's do that. All right. I gotta grunge this up. A little too white for my taste. This. Yeah, let's do that. All right, we're gonna have to stick this down well, since it wants to slide in and out. I wonder if I have any little tiny, look at that, let's use that. And do I do it that way or that way? I say do it that way because then it will be showing from the tab. All right. I think I oozed the goo a little. All right, there we go. Yeah, cute. It matches color-wise, but I think it might be just a frivolous addition to something I don't need. I wanted to go up there, but now it sticks up too high because I put that a little bit lower than I should have. So, when life hands you lemons, you make lemonade. That is lemonade. All right, so the back one can be taller. They're a little wide. I mean, that could be fun sticking out from there, right? All right, let's try this. Might not end up going here because it might be too short now. Oh, I gotta trim. Widen it. I have to de-widen it. And, you know, since that side is missing its little lines, let's just get rid of those little lines. Still didn't de-widen it enough. All right, hopefully that should be enough. There we go, love it. Okay, let us angle, I think I'm gonna angle this. I'll be gluing it down. But before I glue it down, let's see if there's something I want to add in there. Like maybe, all right, I've got these words just kind of laying here. They've been inked for a while. And I was thinking about, I've got these World's Fair labels that are older. And you know, people would send postcards from World's Fairs. That could be kind of fun. That one, or I got a smaller version of it. All right, can't really tell when it's hooked to something else, so let's trim it down and see what it looks like. It's always a world of difference when you actually trim something down to its final look, even with the inking or the corners tucked, to see what it would look like. Oh, with some washi tape down there, or a little bit of that. Where'd that red washi tape go? Yeah, we're going to add some of that. Okay, let's do this. Yeah, because it's kind of fun just to randomly pull some stuff. Just here on a little Saturday. Okay. And we're going to put that right about there. Okay. Let's put the trim these. Okay, and put that there. Yep, let's do that. All right. Not that this is in the way, but I just want to make sure it's not going to go underneath it. I'm going to glue this down first. Okay, via mail. And glue this down. Okay. Two totally different looks, but I think they go well together. Yeah. All right, so we're going to go up here. And we're going to go down here. Yeah, cute. Yeah, I like it. Okay, regular small pockets. And I think actually one of these would fit in there. It would, or you're too big. You would be kind of fun. I like you. Now I do have small pieces. Oops, you go that way. Oh, I think you go that way with the flowers sticking out. That would be kind of fun. And we could probably put some bit of washi on there. I could make that as a separate belly band to put something in there, but I don't think I will. And all these words are upside down. But strangely, that flower is upside down. Well, I think I'm going to put it this way. Even though the words are upside down, I think the flower sticking out is a little bit more likable. Okay. And so I think what we'll need is some blue washi tape, though, to go with this. Okay. All right, so if I center this on here, be about right there. Okay, let's put the washi tape here. Okay. I really don't know what I'm doing. If you could tell. If you're still here. Is anybody still here? I don't think that's necessary. Okay, so if we put that on there. And it's just, isn't that pretty? Dang. I think I'm going to stick with that. That's pretty. I got to find the other side of that. wonder if I used it all up already. Okay, try to get that straight. All right, and I am gonna round the corners because this is such a big card. Looks kind of too structured to me. Okay, let's see what else we need to add to this, if anything. I think we definitely do. So, I think the number would be, oh. I keep grabbing the V. I know I got different letters than that. Kind of like that. And I did find this package of old stickers that are big stamps. I don't know if they're too cutesy for what I'm looking for. I mean, that's pink. That's a lot of fairies. Well, that's kind of cool. I mean, I know I got my regular stamps, but I was kind of hoping to do something a little bit different, a little bit bigger. But I wasn't quite sure what was in here. I got those travel stamps too, because that one ended up in the wrong spot. I think these are more blues, but not the blue that I have in here. These might be a little too bright. That one's actually not too bad. Some of these have names and are noticeable, you know, obvious what they are. Some are a little bit more obscure. Just building shapes. I mean, Stonehenge is in here. We know what Stonehenge looks like. The pyramids. All right, I think those are a couple good choices there. Let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do with those. I think I want to get my gesso. Not the gesso, the match all medium to deglossify these. I do kind of like that lady. She looks kind of old. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so I'm going to put her down, and then I'm going to throw some match all medium on her, and then I'm going to ink up that W. This kind of does block the fact that the letters are upside, words are upside down. And of course I don't have a brush anywhere, so we're just going to do the finger painting. Usually doesn't take too long to dry. Okay. Grab my glue for a minute here before it gets bad. And let's ink up this W. Okay. And I said, I think I'll put it down there. And I think I can glue it. It'll sit on top of that picture a little bit, but I don't think it's going to really affect anything. Okay, and I think a little bit of some sort of washi or do you have a coupon? I have a coupon that is beige and red and blue. Add a little bit of numbers to that, but I think I still want some sort of washi behind here. Oh, maybe some of my boo-boo tape. Let's do that. I'll put that right there. Yes, I like that. Okay. Okay. Well, this is completely different than anything that I had been making before. But why not? Yeah, she's getting close to being dry, and I see still a little bit of wetness on her, but and if I want to put something on the back, you can add that later, but that should work good. Just don't want to get her stuck in there. Okay, I think that actually might be the last pocket for this section. Oh, I have an up tuck. All right, one up tuck. Okay, you could be fun. I think I like that side better. Okay, so we're going to cut this down just a smidgen. To about 3 3/4. Yep, that's a nice size. That's a nice piece to add to something. Probably could have folded it over, but we'll save that maybe for something else. All right, I don't necessarily want to cover that all up. Yeah, again, that's the problem with the dim mold stuff, is I don't want to cover it up. It's too nice. So maybe a green ticket would be fun on here. There's some green over here. And these are kind of see-through. So that could be fun. I do have, and I know I'm kind of being obscure, I do have some washi leaves. Just add a little greenish blue leaf, fern. That could be kind of fun. I think I like that one better. A little bit more delicate. Okay. All right, just grungy this up a little bit because it's old. Not too old. Doesn't have a year on there, but it was for Led Zeppelin. So not too old. Could be old enough though, right? Okay, I need to put the sleeve down first. Fold it over onto itself. All right. Try to get that little lump out of there, but I don't think it's too bad. Yeah, those are nice, these washi fern stickers that I had found. They are a bit see-through. You can still see some of the letter circles through there. So, all right, let's put. Same with those washi stickers. They're a bit see-through. And I need to just need to round this a little bit. I'm happy this one's a little bit more red since the uptuck of the stamp is red, and then that green across there, I think that looks well. And I think we just want to put a little maybe boo-boo tape across there. Get some of the ones from Seven Plaza, because I know she's got some green, a hint of green collection. So let's go with that. All right. Nothing like trying to cut right out of the middle of a page almost. I think after this project is going to be desk cleanup day, because with the 2 journals, the yellow that got done, and this one, I got different projects kind of going all over the place and trying to figure out stuff for the orange. Journal. So it's subtle, but it is there. I like it. All right, I think I just want to put one number on there. Kind of going right there. Just to kind of anchor it a little bit. Oh yeah, for sure. I like that. Especially since it's an uptuck and everything is down there. I love it. I really like how those uptucks came out. They really do look like they're from a real envelope. Very pleased with those. Okay, all right, well, I think we're gonna stop here. I've got the first section of tags done. So that means we'll work on tags for the back section technically, and then the middle section. And then I also need to figure out what I'm gonna do for decorating to put behind these windows, something here. I've got windows in the front and back of each signature, so that means I have 6 total things that I need to decorate. So I need to figure that out. So let's go back to there we are. Because I think yep, you are dry. Much less of a shine. Okay. and peek her out. She's cute. Probably a little taller than what I would have wanted, but I think I can live with it because it's not sticking out of the top of the book. It's actually right even with the page, so I like it. I love it. Wonderful. Okay, well, that is going to be it for this video. So in my mind, where I thought maybe I'd have one more video, I think probably two, maybe 3 more videos. And I know I said when I started this journal that I was really not sure how long this was going to take. So we're just going to go with the flow. No deadline to have to reach, just kind of just having some fun on the weekends. I love it. Okay, that is going to be it for me today. I appreciate each and every one of you that has stopped by. And as usual, I hope you all have a wonderful and creative day. Bye now.